Welcome to the Fresh Patch Podcast, where we talk about everything from dog training to potty talk. It's time to save your rugs and get real. This episode is brought to you by Fresh Patch, featured on Shark Tank, Oprah, and The Today Show. And here are your hosts, Drew and Gabe.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 12 of the Potty Talk podcast. I'm sure you're familiar with us by now if you've been tuning in, but to reintroduce myself, I am Drew, marketing director here at Fresh Patch.
And my name's Gabe, partnerships coordinator.
There we go.
Cool. So we're doing something a little different today, guys. Should be kind of fun. If you've tuned in before, you'd know that Drew is, as Jason, our last guest, put it, the real OG. He's been working here for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And so, you have a ton of fun stories. So I think we're going to go today, Drew's craziest stories at Fresh Patch. So we did a little thinking, put together a few things, and, we're excited to hear you talk about it today.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it'll be 9 years in August. I think I said that in another episode before, but yeah, 9 years working here coming August. And yeah, a lot of stuff has happened in 9 years. So I got a lot of stories, some that can be shared, some that can't be shared, but we will share the ones that can be shared
Absolutely.
today. So yeah, adventures. I started in the warehouse, so there'll be some of those stories, some marketing stories, other things. But Gabe's got the list. He'll take it away and lead me into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So for our first crazy Drew story, and I've heard you talk about this one before. It's an event that you guys worked not too long ago. It was called the Ecolux.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very unfortunate chain of events that happened.
Yes. Take
it from the beginning, please.
Yeah. Okay. So this was our first event like I said, I was in the warehouse for most of my time here, and it's been 2.5 years. 2023 is when I came into the marketing team, came from the warehouse to the office. So we started, kind of trying to expand the marketing and stuff, and we're like, well, let's start going to events. And we got invited to this one called Ecolux.
First event ever. Huh?
First event ever for me, at least. I don't know if we had ever been to any other events before. I don't think so.
Either way to kick off the event journey.
Exactly. So it was really cool. Like, we were stoked about it. It was going to be like a lot of, B-list celebrities like coming through, and it was just kind of like a charitable event, other vendors there and stuff. And we were just like, okay, this is something, it was at the Beverly Hilton. And, so we're like, okay, let's go do it. We ordered all our stuff. We got new banners. We got a tent and everything. We're like all stoked about it. And the day of the event comes and it is pouring rain. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers Southern California, 2023. It was raining like hard throughout that whole spring, right?
That's when we had that tropical storm, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember we just had nonstop rain. But this day was like one of the worst days. And of course, it lands on the event. And we get there and we're like, hopefully it's indoor. Like, we don't really know the setting and stuff. Of course, all outdoor. And of course, it's all on our favorite turf.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, my favorite, right?
We all know how turf holds liquids.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
So yeah, we've talked about that plenty of times. But so that was the first struggle. It was like, okay, we're all on turf. We brought all our grass. It's hard to differentiate our grass from turf when they're side by side. That's how great our real grass is, that it does look like turf. So once again, real grass. But anyways, so we get our whole booth set up and the tent and everything. We're like, this is great. It's not really raining yet. Like, it's kind of just drizzling. We're like, okay, I think we can get through this. It's not too bad. Hour into the event, maybe not even an hour, it just starts absolutely dumping. Like, bad. And so since we're in this courtyard area full of turf, for some reason, the architect or the engineer who designed this hotel decided to put all the rain gutters to just flow out onto this courtyard.
Oh my gosh.
And then there's like no drainage in the turf. So after an hour, we're legitly sitting in like 4 inches of water. Like, I'm talking our Fresh Patch, like this standard, I remember right here, was floating. Like, it started floating out of our booth. And I was just like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, I like, all our stuff's getting ruined. We're soaking wet.
Wrinkly toes.
Oh, dude, don't. I'll get to that. So,
we'll get there.
So we're like, you know what? There was like an hour left of the event. We're like, we're done. Like, we're calling it. Most of the people that were attending were not even like going around to the booths anymore and stuff. It was just chaos. And so we're like, all right, let's start packing up and get everything out of here. So usually we, like, at events, we'll have like a dumpster or something to throw our grass in or whatever. We had no trash cans, so everything had to go back in our van. We had our smaller van at this time too, so we didn't have the big one we have now. It was a mess. So we're all the way across the courtyard, and we have to trek everything to the van, and we're walking, like I said, through like 4 inches of water, just taking our grass, our tent, our banners, our tables, chairs, everything through this water. And of course, you could assume our shoes and socks got very wet, like practically ruined.
It's the worst feeling.
It was
of all time.
oh yeah, and it's cold. Like, that was the worst. It was just like cold feet, wet. I'm carrying heavy grass and tables and all this. This is our first event. It was supposed to be so cool, and no, it just went south fast. And yeah, that was a nice left a sour taste in our mouth just because we're like, wow, this okay. We kind of agreed right there. We're never doing another event in the rain.
Yeah,
like, let's try to avoid outdoor events as much as we can in the springtime when it's probably gonna, March. It always rained. This one was in March. So yeah, that was. Oh my gosh, I do not want to live that again. I actually ended up doing another event. It was Barks and Brews in San Diego, and it rained there too. And like months later, and I was just like, I didn't think I'd be back in a situation like this.
Was it like full on pouring like before? I'm sure the circumstances were a little better, but
a little bit, but it was full on pouring and like cold rain. So it was horrible. Jeez. It was horrible. So yeah, no Ecolux. You guys were great, but. No, never again. I will not do an event in the rain, and it was miserable. So that was my first marketing experience. Like, super big, fun. Super fun. Yeah. Our first event. So obviously, any event past that, we were just like hesitant, but. Most of our events have worked out since then and stuff, and a lot of sunlight, and in the day we've been very cautious about that. But
we've gotten lucky.
Yes, we have. You have. So, and I think we're past the rainy season now. You never know. Sometimes in June here in Southern California, we get occasional.
It has been gloomy.
Yes,
it has been gloomy.
Yeah,
so.
Thunderstorms too. That's what happens in the summer. But we're good. We should be fine. Yes. No more wet socks.
Please God. The next event we're doing is Pups in the Park at Dodger Stadium. So
yes. That one should be good. Last year was gloomy because it was in June again. I remember it was a very gloomy day, but sun came out in the afternoon. But yes, so Pups in the Park, Dodger Stadium. We will be providing our grass for all the pups that do attend. 700 dogs are attending. Sadly, it is sold out already. So if you are interested in going, maybe you could just buy a ticket just to see all the dogs. You won't be able to bring your dog in. You need a special ticket package for that. But super cool. It'll be our second year doing it, and we're stoked. We're stoked for that. But let's just pray no rain.
Let's hope.
And obviously, the game wouldn't have happen if it rained too. So
that would be a bummer.
It's turned into a long day. A rain delay for Fresh Patch. Rain delay for the Dodgers. But
it's like a double negative.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And then you're just pissing me off now because now I'm in an event in the rain again. So. But that is one of our next events. We're also going to be CatCon in August. So all you cat owner listeners, we got some fun stuff coming for Fresh Patch in the cat department, and we will be at CatCon in Pasadena.
Yes,
August, first weekend in August.
That's an indoor event.
That is an indoor event.
Cool.
No rain. August too. So we probably won't see any rain at all, but. Yeah, that's an indoor one. So, yeah, just kind of for all the viewers, if you are local to the LA area, it's some of our more recent events coming up. So, yeah,
pretty
hopefully
excited.
No bad experiences there.
Absolutely. Cool. So, for this next story, we're bringing it back to the warehouse for a second.
Okay.
For those of you who have seen like some of our recent like videos of our warehouse and how it's operated, like it's gotten super streamlined and efficient, and everything just works smoothly. But it was not always like that.
Mm-hmm.
You were telling me before we had taping machines, we used to use strapping machines.
Yes.
And that was a huge pain in the you-know-what.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So like Gabe said, we've become way more efficient now. I worked with our director of operations, James, like when I was in the warehouse, and we tried to streamline as much as possible. And back in the day, so this is 2016, we didn't, so we hand tape everything now. was like a tape gun. But back in the day, we had strappers. So, God, these things sucked. So you can only go as fast as the strapper, and we'd have to. So the machine pretty much shoots out the strap, and then you stick it back in the other side, and it like goes down on the box, tightens up, right? So you can only go as fast as that, and Mondays is our biggest day. A lot of our subscriptions line up on Mondays, so a big chunk of our orders will go out. So it sucks. We have over 1,000 orders on Mondays, and when you can only go as fast as a machine, it really takes a lot of time. So back in the day, yeah, I was working like Mondays were always a 12-hour day. I'd be 7 to 7 every Monday, like no doubt about it.
Jeez.
And sometimes I'd be 7 to 8. Like it just depends, like what what happened during the day and stuff. But like I said, different type of grass sometimes, and it's very hard to maneuver and get into our boxes and stuff. But yeah, the straps were, oh my gosh, that was a pain.
Yeah, I bet.
And it would suck because like now we get everything pre-cut, and back in the day I would cut everything, and so I could cut lightning fast. You know, I could cut 8 at a time. Let's see, 8 at a time would be 8 times 3, so 24 standards, like one stack, like in one cut, right? So I could knock out everything, but then the poor strapper would just be sitting there having to like wait and
just watching the grass stack up.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, the boxes, like you know how it is out in the warehouse where they stack them and then grab one to tape. Like it's been that same process since 2016. Like those tables are actually the exact same tables that were next to the strappers and stuff. So, yeah, that was an adventure. We actually did get a machine. I didn't mention this to you guys, but we did get a machine that someone built for us. I think it was FedEx that built it for us, but it was like a air compressor activated tape machine, and it just taped the box like this. Like it just put an L of tape, right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It didn't do like a full...
Yeah, so now we do the full strip all the way up and around. This one would just psh, psh, and then like you would just do like all 4 corners pretty much, and that thing was beautiful. Oh my gosh, like the best tape machine. It was stronger tape than what we have now. It was great, but there was so much maintenance with those machines. Like it was a dang rocket, dude. Like I pulled out the instruction manual, and there's so many like tubes, and there's water. Like obviously the air compressor then creates water, so then you got to clean the tubes out. It was just a mess. So those
you need
things,
an engineering degree to understand.
No,
it.
straight up, yeah. And we'd even get people like maintenance people in here, and they're like, I don't know what this thing is. Complicated, you know, so we can though, sadly. I wish we could have them still. I mean, it would probably even speed them up even more, but and it did make our boxes look cleaner too, because it actually wasn't on the top, it was on the bottom, so you would get your package with like out any tape on it, which was really cool. Beautiful. So yeah,
from
beautiful.
A marketing
I know from a marketing perspective, Adrian is smiling in the behind the scenes right now because yes, we do send a lot of PR packages and whatever and stuff, but maybe I bring that up on our product development team meetings because those things are nice, and as long as we just get someone to maintain it, we're good. So, but yeah, that was a strapping adventure in the warehouse, and we've come a long way from that. We're much more efficient by just hand taping and stuff. So
thank God.
Yeah, I know, right?
Cool. So let's keep it in the warehouse for this next one.
Okay,
this is a fun one. You've told us so many stories about this, but I'm excited to hear the full kind of how it worked, but you guys used to do something called Warehouse Olympics. Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit more about that. Yeah.
So with a lot of orders, like I said, we have 1,000 orders, and it becomes very tedious. We're just taping the box, and cutting the grass, putting in the box. So to make use of our time, we kind of started competitions between each other. So like, who can tape a box the fastest? Who can tape the whole pallet the fastest? Who can, that's what I didn't mention before, the saran wrap. Who can saran wrap a pallet the fastest and stuff? Who can cut, how many pieces can you cut at once? So yeah, it was just friendly competition at first, and we're like, dude, we should actually like make something of this, like Fresh Patch Olympics. Like how efficient and fast can we be at getting all this done? Like another one was we put our XL boxes on a table, like 30 at a time, and then just roll and drop in, and that one too. It's like how fast can you expedite them, tape them, get them on a pallet. And so we actually wanted to try it within the warehouse. I did make a flyer for everyone to sign up with some incentives. So maybe we bring that again, bring some content to all the viewers.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we do that again, we're definitely going to get some footage, clip it up real nice and share it with everybody.
And the biggest thing I will say for all you listeners is it was all about quality too. You couldn't just rush it and have a bad tape job or, the pallet's going to fall over or something. Like we're looking for quality too, because there's still orders going out, you know? Yeah. So we got to stay on the quality aspect. So you got to be as efficient as possible with maintaining full quality. And that's what struggled with some people. They just went in there and I was like, no, you got to take all that tape off now and redo them. Like, so these aren't trial runs. These are actual orders, but your orders were safe. Don't worry. They're in good hands out there. We've said in past episodes,
we take it very seriously.
We take it very seriously out there. And like Gabe said at the beginning of that, like we become very efficient in the warehouse and everything is very streamlined now and orders go out daily, pristine. So, shout out the warehouse crew. Shout out
I'm assuming
Olympics.
You won a couple gold medals.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I was nobody could beat me. I could still go out there and probably beat more than half those guys.
I don't think that's
no offense to the warehouse guys, but
I think fairness, you're a judge now.
You know what I mean? Oh, 100%. I have to be up on the mezzanine, like watching over everybody with a whistle too, like DQ. Come out with yellow and red cards, like just turn into a soccer match, just run up to them, yellow card. Quality's not there. That'd be really funny. That'd be some good content. But I could totally go out there, and even now some of the new guys, it's funny, like I'll go out there and they don't know that I used to be in the warehouse and stuff. So like, I'll just go out there and like, we always called it too. Like if you have a stack of boxes and I need to come take some for marketing or we need a special order or something, it's like, we'd always, you'd be folding your stack of boxes and you come up and it's like, you take some off somebody's stack and it's like, sorry, tax day. Got to pay your taxes. And so now I feel bad because I would take people's taxes. I'm like, I'll just fold a box, right? And so the new guys, I've noticed, they like watch me and I'm just like, flip, flap, flap, like flip, flap, flap, fold it up real quick. And they're just like, who is this guy? Like,
Fastest hands in the West.
Yeah, no, I still got it. I could go out there. Even, it was funny, Jimmy V was texting me the other day because we got a lot of orders for some product and stuff, and he was like, "Dang, we're like shorthanded today. Some guys, called out sick and whatnot." And I think I was working from home that day, and I was just like, "Hey, man," he's like, "Yeah, it was like 2:00," and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna finish." I was like, "Dude, it's 2:00. You got at least," I was like, "I know what time the FedEx truck comes. I know what time On Track leaves." I was like, "You're chilling." I was like, "Turn the music up and get cracking." And he was like, "Do you think it's time you can maybe take your jersey out of the rafters and come help us?" And I was like, "Dude, I would definitely finish it all, but I'm not coming." It's all on you guys now. But no, I love my warehouse guys. They're amazing. They're amazing.
They got done, right? They finished up?
Oh, they finished. Yeah, no, all the orders, like I said, all the orders get out. We're efficient there. So with quality too, even though it's rushed, it is quality.
Always quality.
That's just a funny thing. But yeah, no, I kind of been wanting to go back out in the warehouse and make a stack just to see how long, because my record was 7 minutes and like 15 seconds for 25 boxes. It's not bad. Once you get out there, you're gonna be like, oh wow, actually this does, it might sound like a long time, but you got to fold two top and bottom, put them together.
It's like stacking cups.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and then the stack has to be perfect because those will fall, and then you got to pick it all up. So, maybe that's a video we do.
I think so.
Let's put our marketing director back in his old position.
I like it.
And see how he does.
Yeah.
How efficient can he be? And you'll see.
Does he still? He claims to still.
Yeah, that's another one too. I'll add on before we get really carried away. But Akeem, like 2 months ago, I think it was, like I went out there and I was like, I need a large, and he was like, oh, we only got the XLs right now. Like we're gonna have to cut it. And I was like, okay, no problem. And he's like, he looks at me with like, like the side eye look. He's like, let's test you out. Do you still got it? Because on our cutting table at the large, like you had to cut it perfectly down. We didn't have so our standards have slits that the saw can just like go into. And so for this one, when the large became a new product, we didn't have that cut out on the table. So we had to make do. And so we just measured it first. And it's like, okay, we're going to cut right here every time. And so you have an eye for it. Like there's marks on it, but like if you're off by a little bit, like it's you're gonna have a gap in the box, or it's gonna be the other one's gonna be too long, whatever. So Akeem's like, he threw the grass on the table and he's like, let's see it. And I was just like, dude, don't deny me. Come on. Like, why would you test me? And he's like, no. He's like, you're the guru. Are you still the guru?
Yeah, let's see.
I cut that thing, no slit, perfect. He put him in 2 boxes. He started freaking out. He's like, you still got it. You still got it. I was like, come on, man. I'm like walking out. I'm like, psh.
Never
like,
lost it.
Easy work, easy day, you know? So, no, I think I should definitely go out there again. And
Yeah. A little morale boost.
Give me an hour.
Boys.
Give me an hour.
There you go.
You know, they'll be surprised.
Absolutely. Awesome. So we got one more crazy story for you. We did touch on this last week in our episode with Jason. Mm-hmm. He kind of talked about it from his perspective, but you had a pretty crazy perspective as well. So at a certain point, we had a Georgia warehouse where we were like sending grass out of and stuff.
Yep.
And you guys made a trip out there.
Yep.
You actually drove out there.
I did.
So tell me more about that.
Oh,
How was
yeah.
that?
This is my best memory from, it has to be. It'll still live with me forever. But so, yeah, we opened a warehouse in Georgia, no longer in operation now, but we had to get product out there, right? And we didn't want to ship it. We have big pallets of all our boxes and stuff, and it's just like we can't ship it. I mean, we could have hired a trucking company, but it's like, no, let's just like, they wanted me to go out there too because they wanted me to get a lay of the land, a lay of the warehouse. How can I lay out everything since I was warehouse supervisor at the time? How can I pretty much mirror this to Georgia, right? So I got to get out there. So it's like, okay, how about we just put me in a 26-foot box truck?
Awesome.
Load everything up, and I'm going to drive all the way to Georgia. Okay,
Road
great.
trip.
I said, I'm down. Like, this sounds kind of fun, right? You know, and I want to see this new warehouse and everything. So got one of my coworkers, Rafa. I'm going to definitely tell you to watch this episode so you hear this story. But, yeah, shout out Rafa. He was my co-pilot. Gosh. So starts out, we start here, Oxnard, California. And I had set up a route from, we're going to stop in El Paso. And then the next night, it was going to take us 3 days. So El Paso to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to Adel, Georgia. And I was like, this is great. It was like 12-hour drives each day, getting us there within like 30 hours, it said, if you just did it straight, right? So first day, I'm like, okay, I'll drive first. Another thing too, he was not comfortable driving a box truck. Like he had never driven a truck that big, right? And I've had experience driving trucks that big, so I was fine. And cross country, no, but locally, yes. So I was like, okay, like I got it. And so I drove all the way to Phoenix. First day, I get to Phoenix about 5 o'clock in the evening. And I'm like, all right, man, you ready to switch? Like we got, I think it was like 6 hours to El Paso or something like that. And he's like, yeah, man, I got it. Okay, so sun's setting now for context. We get on the road, about 30 minutes, sun sets. I'm trying to take a nap. I was just driving all day. And I'm over in the passenger seat, cuddling up. And then Rafa goes, hey, like Tassie's, hey, Andrew, yeah, I can't drive at night. And I was like, and he's also freaking out too. He's also freaking out because the box truck gets windy. We were going through New Mexico, super windy, like literally passing signs like, hey, might be like 100-mile-an-hour wind, you know? And I was just like, oh God, like this is not it. Like we're in a very tall truck. Like
driving for the first time at night, like it's a little,
in a foreign truck. Like you've never driven anything that big. So I was just like, oh my gosh. So got a little angry at him. I was like, we could have just had you drive first, you know? And I was like, I know you were scared to drive, but could have just had you drive first, but whatever. I was like, pull over, I'll take it over. So I ended up driving from California to El Paso, Texas. It ended up taking us 19 hours that first day because we had to make some stops and everything and switch. And the truck only goes 65 miles an hour too, so we had a governor on it. So I could only go up to 65. So I was tapped, and it took us 19 hours. Okay, great. El Paso. Just get a hotel, spend the night. We're bright and early the next day. We've got to get to Baton Rouge. Okay. I put it in the maps. El Paso to Baton Rouge.
Jeez.
9 hours, I think, 9.5 hours. I was like, beautiful.
Doable.
10 hours less than what I did yesterday. Like, it's going to be great. It'll get us there at a reasonable time. I can, like, rest, you know, check into the hotel, everything.
No. I was poorly mistaken. Okay, so maps goes off speed limit. And like I just said, the truck could only go 65 miles an hour. So as we're going through Texas, and Texas is massive, right? This is my first time being to Texas, but also driving through it. And I'm going from tip to tip, right? And so we get on, and the speed limit, if you are from Texas and listen, you guys got very high speed limits there, which is awesome. Wish we had that here in California, but it was 80 miles an hour for most of the highway, right? And I can only go 65. So maps bases everything off speed limit. So I'm cruise control on 65, tapped. And I'm looking down at the maps to check progress like every 20 minutes. And I'm like, that arrival time keeps going up by like 5 minutes every 20 minutes. What's going on here? Like, what? Did it lie to me? And then I tell Rafa, I'm like, hey, look it up. I'm like, does maps go off speed limit? And he looks up, he's like, yeah, it does. And I was like, oh, we are cooked. We're cooked. I mean, people are like 80 mile an hour is the speed limit. People are going 100 and just zooming past
You're
us.
in the slow lane.
Oh, dude, I was so pissed. I was just sitting there like shaking. Like, I was like, people mobbing. I'm like flipping them off, so jealous of them. But yeah. And then Texas, I mean, like I said, if you're from Texas and have ever driven El Paso to Houston, it is like you're going in circles. Like, there's nothing out there. It looks like the world just drops off. Like, I'm used to being here with the coast, mountains, something to look at, there's just nothing. And I swear I saw the same rock 20 times. Like, I was like, I passed this rock already. I swear I'm not tripping. Like, no.
Start counting the mile markers.
Yeah, no, literally. Yeah. Like, it didn't help because it just
makes it go slower.
Makes it go so much slower.
Yeah.
And there's so much roadkill in Texas too. There's so much road. I saw every animal.
Armadillos and stuff.
Armadillos. Yeah. I saw a ram, like a bighorn sheep.
Wow.
Saw a mountain lion. Dude, there was so many things.
That's cool,
it was cool, and that's all I had for my entertainment. Some music and looking at roadkill. Sucked. But anyways, long story short, yes. So maps goes off speed limit. So instead of the 9-hour drive we had, it ended up being a 16-hour drive. And we were supposed to get Baton Rouge, and we did not get to Baton Rouge. I was like, it's going to be another 6 hours to Baton Rouge. This is going to be a 22-hour day. No. So I got a hotel in Houston. That was chaos too, because I got a downtown hotel.
Oh, jeez.
Just not thinking that I'm in a giant 26-foot moving truck, and we get down there, I'm like, there's nowhere for me to park. And downtown Houston isn't all that great, and there was a lot of homeless people and stuff, and like not the best place to leave a truck full of inventory and stuff. We didn't have a lock on it, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna bite the bullet here. Called the hotel. They're like, we can't refund you. I was like, I don't care. So we found a hotel in the outskirts of Houston.
Jeez.
Made it easier. They had parking for our truck and everything. I was like, okay, just get me to bed. Like, I'm done with this day. So finished that second day, and then the next day we got to Georgia from Houston, and that one was from Houston. Whew. Yeah, so through Louisiana, through Mississippi, Alabama, into Florida, and then up from Florida.
That is a drive.
Yeah, that one was bad. That was another over 15 hour. It was, I don't know how we got there in a reasonable time. Like, we got there at our deadline. Well, kind of. We got there really late. We're supposed to be there in like the afternoon, but our first like day of work to do everything was like the next day. So it was fine, but yeah, that was brutal.
Wouldn't do again?
I would not do it again.
Okay.
No. We've teased the idea, and I was just like, you put me on a flight. Like, I'll go out there, but I'm getting on a flight. Like,
man, shout out to truck drivers, man.
Dude,
yeah,
100%. That's every truck stop we went to. I was just like, I would get out and fuel up and stuff, and I would just look around and be like, wow, I have so much more. Like, I already had respect for them and stuff, but like, I'm living their lives now, and like, I have so much respect for truck drivers and their long routes and getting us our goods. And shout out FedEx On Track that gets Fresh Patch products
straight up
to our customers too. Like, you guys are insane. I mean, I know that's more less contracted work like some of these independent, truck drivers and stuff that I was seeing. But at least those guys have sleeper trucks.
True. I'm sure that helps.
I had a bench.
Yeah. You want to pull off, take a nap really quick? Like,
yeah,
you have the ability to do
exactly.
that. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't have that ability. And my co-pilot's sleeping. He's scared to drive the truck. I'm forced to drive this thing. And what sucked too, and a lot of people have asked me this, is the company we went with we rented from was usually you can just drop the truck. Okay, our load's done, drop the truck and like fly back. So no. Not with this company. You got to bring the truck back. All their trucks are designated to the certain hub it's in. They can't get transferred to another state or anything. So I had to drive back.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it was a blast, man. Doing everything all over again. And I rerouted a little better this time. Like we stopped in Arizona. And it was kind of a little easier for some reason on the way back.
I feel like the way back's always, on road trips, the way back's always better.
Yeah, but I was still pounding my head in that steering wheel going through Texas. Oh my gosh. I was just sitting there like this, like just banging my head on the steering wheel. And that sucked too because we had a load in there. So made it a little heavier and stuff. On the way back, it was empty. So we were like swaying left and right. And yeah, it was brutal. Yeah, one more thing too, Louisiana. Louisiana sucked because great state, beautiful. It was like all wet, like really cool bridges and stuff we were passing. But for most of the state, they were all the highways were under construction, and so there was no emergency lanes. Like everything was barricaded, and it was a 2-lane highway. And so it was like semi-truck row. Like it was just like that was the commute. It's the 10. So, dude, I'm talking like mirrors are like this close to each other, touching. Like you're just going for 4 hours, dude. Oh my gosh, it was the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever. Like one little pothole or wind shift or something, like you would have knocked. It was crazy, and that gave me even more respect for truck drivers because I'm like, dude, their conditions they have to drive in sometimes is crazy, and I was so proud of myself, though.
Yeah, honestly,
I got through it, and I was like,
that is...
Yeah, even my parents, like my dad, he's like, dude, he's like, every time like I think about that, he's like, it's actually kind of incredible that you like did that. And I was like, yeah, no, guys do that every day, but like, add another thing to my resume, I guess.
I don't know if I could do that, I'll be honest.
No, like I said, never again.
Dang, well, that is definitely qualifies as a crazy story.
Yes, I know. I kind of went on a rant there, but there's a lot of details to that story. I mean, a road trip across the country.
Yeah. So for those of you who are thinking about doing a road trip across the country, now you have some inside info on that. So.
Don't do it in a box. Yeah. Just make sure you don't have a governor. Like at least you can go faster than 65 miles an hour. You'd be as long as you can go 80 through Texas, you're fine.
And find a good co-pilot.
Yes.
I feel like that's
So, I love you, Rafa, but that was brutal, man. Cool. Yeah, no, that was great. So that's. I mean, I have plenty of stories we could go on.
Maybe
we're probably out of time already now, but yeah, maybe a part 2 I could go on. We were brainstorming before we hopped on too, but yeah, that's some of my crazy stories here. I've been through a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's super fun. Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Of course.
It's been cool to hear because like I heard like kind of bits and pieces, but like to hear the whole story is cool.
Yeah, and there's some other stories in there too, like just being in Georgia and stuff. But yeah, that's for
Save
another
that
time.
for part 2.
Exactly.
Awesome, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for sticking with us today. I want to remind you guys real quick, smash the like button, throw us a subscribe, whatever platform you're listening on, give us a follow. We'll be here every week. And we're really excited to be here and present this stuff to you guys.
And then don't forget social media too.
Yes. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Am I forgetting any?
X, formerly known as Twitter.
That too.
Pinterest, Reddit. We're on it all. Snapchat. We got it all. At Fresh Patch, you can find us. So tune in, and thank you guys for supporting this podcast. We really appreciate it. And tune in for the next episodes.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Potty Time Podcast, brought to you by Fresh Patch. We hope you enjoyed the show. Give us a like or a follow, or shop all of our real grass supplies at freshpatch.com.